Hi guys, welcome back to my next punk rock analysis video. And today we're talking about the Ramones' Ignorance is Bliss from the 1989 album Brain Drain. In order to understand some of the things that we're going to be talking about theoretically, we do have to understand the term tone painting. Tone painting, quickly, is a way that you can express not a musical idea, like a tree and its leaves falling, by using notes going in a descending way, for example. That's just an example. So you use music to tell a story about something that is not musical. So with Ignorance is Bliss, we have this really cool, simple riff. And it goes like this. That's the gist of the song. So what is happening in this song? We got to take a look at the notes first. So we have the notes E, G, A, B flat. Then we have the notes for E, B, E. So right now we have a B flat and a B. And then we have D, A, D. So for the first part, the only notes that are using some sort of accidental is the B flat. But we also have a B natural. So there's a little bit of conflict there. But let's talk about that first section of the riff. So what does this line do? It accents the words ignorance is bliss.
Ignorance is bliss.
So it gives it a little bit more, it gives it a little bit more solid of a solid base for the ignorance is bliss to drive home the point. Now, what notes, let's not think about the B for a second. What notes are E to E with a B flat? Well, we know that E minor has an F sharp because its related key is G major. So it's not going to be E minor, although the E minor does have the B. What keys have one flat? So if we think about one flat as a B flat, that would be the key of F major. So if we go F, G, A, B, C, D, and E, we have the seventh mode of F major, which is E Locrian, which is E, F, G, A, B flat, C, D, and E. And so I would argue that this particular section of the riff is in E Locrian. And if we think about what the song is about, we can further that argument by our discussion of tone painting. So the lyrics in that song are talking about the ills of society. It's talking about corrupt politicians, corrupt cops. It's talking about society's crumble. And it's kind of a cynical take on the world. And saying that, ignorance is bliss. So I would say that using the notes from Locrian, because throughout history, there is a reason that we haven't used something called tritone, for example, because the church said that it was the devil in music. And E Locrian also is kind of the devil in music because of that, not only that tritone relationship, but also because it's very dissonant sounding overall. So I think that choice of using that fits perfectly, saying, that all these things could potentially be like the devil showing up in society. whether you take that literally or metaphorically. I think that's pretty cool how those notes work out that way. And, you can analyze it other ways. This could be minor pentatonic of G minor. But sticking with that argument, let's think about the rest of the notes. So we have the main riff, and then we go to an A. And it goes back to basically a 1. Now, that relationship is a 4-to-1 relationship, a 4 chord to a 1 chord, in just E minor. So there is a mixture of E minor mixed in with some of the Locrian notes, and that's where you get that B from and the F sharp. So that 4-to-1 is also known throughout history as a plagal cadence used in their gospel music. And I think that's pretty cool in tone painting purposes, as in an ode to religion, talking about the ills of society and using that Locrian scale. I think all of that intertwined is pretty cool. And I don't think that's a coincidence. I could be wrong. But I think that's pretty cool. You get that 4-to-1 relationship. And then the B that's used on the just gives a 5 chord to a 1 chord relationship in E minor. So it's more in E minor than it would be in Locrian, but it uses some of the Locrian notes. And I think that all plays into what the song is actually about. And then the only other thing I wanted to talk about regarding this tune is the solo, which is only 2 notes, and that is pretty typical of the Ramones. But I would argue that there's a better way that they could have wrote the song if that's what they were thinking, which who knows what they were actually thinking. But if they were thinking about making this cynical kind of song about society and the ills of society and the devil showing up in society and praying for the things to get better and just not knowing what to do, that ignorance is bliss kind of thing, they could have written the solo part to reflect that as well. So in the song it goes like this. It goes, there's an A. A. And then it goes B. Right? So that's how the solo goes. It does the chords backwards while playing the A. And then it goes back to the riff. And then it ends on B. I would argue that they could have simplified the chords instead of traveling backwards. I like how that gives a sort of meandering feel, like you're sort of confused about everything that's going on in society. It kind of has a meandering feel because it's descending, and it feels like you're just descending. And that could be tone painting for society, deconstructing and descending as well. But I would say, if we use just the A, the 4-to-1 relationship, to reiterate that plagal cadence that's found in gospel music, you go and then do the lead solo notes backwards to also emphasize the 4-to-1 relationship, because we have D, E, F, G, and A. So the notes would be going D to A, and the chords would be going 4-to-1 as well. And it would drive that point home of like religion could potentially save us, or that type of idea. And then instead of, and then we go to 1, 4-to-1. And it has a similar feel, but I think it's a little bit stronger. It's hard to demonstrate without a loop pedal or 2 guitars. But then instead of the B going, we could say, okay, well, religion's helping us. We're getting there with religion. We could do an F sharp, and fake it out as if we're going to G major. but we go to E minor instead, which is the related minor key. So it goes. And then we're good. Lynn's gonna save us. Oh wait, no, it's not. I think that would be a cooler part of that song if it was written in that particular way. But that's just my thought process and how I would change things to reflect a little bit more tone painting into what they're talking about. But it's a pretty cool tune. And when he's saying like, I'm alive, yeah, that part could be referencing the devil as well. So, all in all, it's a mixture of E minor with some Locrian notes. And there is some of those tone painting things. And I think that's pretty cool and drives home the point of the song. Alright guys, that's it. So if you like this video, please give it a like, subscribe, leave a comment below. Do you agree with me? Do you don't agree with me? What do you think? Thank you.